When it comes to building a winning team, the Dallas Cowboys have shown once again that smart, low-cost moves in the offseason can pay big dividends. We saw some impressive value acquisitions last year, and it looks like they're at it again this year. You have to give credit where it's due. The Jones family, especially Jerry and Stephen Jones, have found a way to add some intriguing pieces to the defense without breaking the bank. So far, training camp and the preseason have shown promising signs from these new additions. And today, we're going to break down exactly who these two players are and why they might end up being some of the best steals the Cowboys have made in recent memory. Before we get into the details, I want to know from you, the die-hard Cowboys fan watching right now, who are you more excited about going forward? Is it Kaiir Elam, the cornerback who came over from Buffalo and has been quietly turning heads in camp, or Donovan Ezaraku, the rookie pass rusher from Boston College who has already flashed some serious potential? I'm curious to see where the fan base stands, so drop a K in the comments if you're all about Elam, or a D if you're rooting for Ezaraku to make a big impact. Let's get that conversation started. These two players might not grab the flashy headlines like some of the bigger names on the roster, but sometimes it's those under-the-radar additions that make all the difference down the line. If things pan out, we could be looking back at this offseason a year or two from now and calling these moves some of the smartest ones the Cowboys have made. So if you're pumped for the 2025 season and want to see more daily Cowboys news and analysis, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way you won't miss any of the updates as the season unfolds. All right. Now that we've set the stage and got your vote in the comments, let's dive into the first player, Kaiir Elam. Kaiir Elam's story is one of potential and a fresh start. Drafted in the first round by the Buffalo Bills, Elam came out of Florida with a lot of promise. Back then, many draft analysts, myself included, saw him as a high-upside corner with the talent to be a solid starter in the NFL. He was even ranked as a top 5 corner in my board, just a few spots ahead of where he was actually picked. But unfortunately, things didn't quite click for him in Buffalo, for whatever reason. Whether it was scheme fit, confidence, or just the challenge of adjusting to the pro level. Elam struggled to find his footing. Sometimes players just need a change of scenery to unlock their full potential, and that's exactly what we're seeing in Dallas. Since joining the Cowboys, Elam has shown a noticeable improvement. Training camp and the early preseason games have revealed a player who looks more confident and more engaged. When Dante Bland was sidelined, Elam stepped up as the #1 corner, which says a lot considering the current state of the Cowboys' secondary. It's clear that coaching staff, including defensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer, believe in him and see what he can bring to the table. The trade to acquire Elam was practically a steal, a simple swap of 5th-round picks with the Bills. For that kind of price, even if Elam turns out to be an average starter, that's a huge win for the Cowboys. Now, don't get me wrong. No one's expecting Elam to suddenly become the next Deion Sanders or a superstar lockdown corner. The bar right now is simply to be better than what the Cowboys have been able to field in recent years at that position. If Elam can be consistent, serviceable, and hold his own on the outside, he'll have made himself incredibly valuable given what it cost to get him. And that's exactly what the Cowboys need right now, especially with questions still lingering around other secondary pieces like Trevon Diggs' health and the availability of players like Keanu Neal and CJ Goodwin. So, here's a quick question for you. On a scale from 1 to 10, how confident are you that Kaiir Elam will become a solid starter for the Cowboys this season? Let me know your number in the comments below. If you want to see Elam succeed and make a difference for the team, go ahead and hit that like button now. Every little bit helps support the channel and keeps you in the loop with all things Cowboys. Next up, we'll talk about the other steal on defense, the rookie pass rusher Donovan Ezaraku, who has already been turning heads during training camp. Stay tuned. Donovan Ezaraku might be less familiar to some fans, but he's already making a case for himself as a valuable addition to the Cowboys' defensive front. Selected in the second round out of Boston College, Ezaraku came into the league with some serious buzz. Coming off a strong final college season where he notched 16.5 sacks and around 60 pressures, he showed the kind of pass-rushing ability the Cowboys have been eager to develop. And in training camp and early preseason action, he's demonstrated flashes of the talent that made him such a highly regarded prospect. Ezaraku's style fits the mold of a modern edge rusher, quick off the snap, able to bend around the corner, and also capable of holding his ground against the run. Even with limited snaps in preseason games, he's made an impression, showing good technique and awareness. I took a close look at some all-22 tape against teams like the Rams, and what stood out was not just his pass rush, but his run defense, something that's sometimes overlooked for young pass rushers. That kind of versatility is huge in the NFL today. The Cowboys got a real value pick here. On many draft boards, including mine, Ezaraku was ranked as a late first-round or early second-round talent. There was even talk from the team's defensive line coach, Aaron White-Cotton, about how Ezaraku was worthy of a top 12 pick. But Dallas snagged him at 44, which looks like a steal, in hindsight. This kind of drafting success reminds me of past Cowboys picks like CeeDee Lamb and Trayvon Diggs, players they targeted high on their board and managed to get at great value spots. Of course, Ezaraku isn't expected to immediately jump into the top 20 pass rusher conversation. Micah Parsons is the clear star and will command most of the attention from opposing offenses. Dante Fowler and Sam Williams also figure heavily into the pass rush rotation. But Ezaraku brings depth, fresh legs, and potential. Long-term, I see him carving out a role similar to a player like Harold Landry, someone who might start with 4 or 5 sacks in their rookie season and grow into a consistent threat with 8 to 10 sacks in subsequent years. So here's a quick challenge for you. How many sacks do you think Donovan Ezaraku will rack up this season? Drop your prediction in the comments. I'm excited to see how many opportunities he gets and how quickly he can develop into a reliable weapon for the Cowboys' defense. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We've got daily Cowboys content coming your way, and you won't want to miss a single update on players like Ezaraku and Elam as the season progresses. Now that we've talked about Kaiir Elam and Donovan Ezaraku individually, let's zoom out and look at how these moves fit into the bigger defensive picture for the Dallas Cowboys. The defense has been a work in progress, with plenty of talent, but also some inconsistency and injury questions. Adding Elam and Ezaraku is about building depth and finding those under-the-radar contributors who can step up when needed. On the secondary, Elam's emergence gives the Cowboys another option outside alongside starters like Dante Bland and the hopefully healthy Trayvon Diggs. The secondary has had its struggles in recent seasons, so having a player who can reliably handle reps at corner without demanding a huge contract or draft capital is a significant win. If Elam can be that steady presence, it allows the coaching staff to focus attention on improving other areas. On the defensive line, Ezaraku adds youth and pass rush depth behind established names like Micah Parsons, Dante Fowler, and Sam Williams. The Cowboys need to maintain pressure on opposing quarterbacks to give their defense a chance to succeed, and having fresh legs rotating through the pass rush is key. Ezaraku's ability to impact the run game too just makes him an even more valuable piece in this rotation. Both players represent low-risk, high-reward moves. The Cowboys didn't give up much in draft capital or salary to bring them in, but the upside is clear. It's exactly the kind of savvy off-season maneuvering that can be the difference between a good defense and a great one. For Cowboys fans, this is reason to be cautiously optimistic. These aren't flashy moves or headline-grabbing signings, but they could end up being quietly important parts of the team's success. It's a reminder that building a championship roster isn't just about the stars. It's about all the players who contribute solidly week in and week out. So, here's a quick poll. Which of these two players do you think will surprise fans the most this season? Kaiir Elam or Donovan Ezaraku? Vote in the comments with either Elam or Ezaraku, and let's see where the excitement is strongest. And if you're feeling good about the Cowboys' defense heading into the new season, don't forget to like this video to show your support. Wrapping things up, these two off-season steals, Kyrie Elam and Donovan Ezaraku, represent exactly what smart team building looks like. The Cowboys didn't have to gamble big money or high draft picks to add pieces that could become meaningful contributors. Instead, they found value by identifying players who fit their scheme, have upside, and bring fresh energy to the defense. This kind of approach is vital for sustained success, especially in a league as competitive as the NFL. For fans, the excitement lies not just in the stars, but in these under-the-radar guys who quietly do their job and help the team win. Elam's steady improvement and Ezaraku's flashes of pass-rushing talent give the defense more weapons and depth, which the Cowboys desperately need. While neither may be household names just yet, both have the potential to make a big difference as the season unfolds. Looking ahead, it's clear the Cowboys are focused on building a well-rounded defense that can compete at a high level. Players like Micah Parsons and Trevon Diggs will always grab the headlines, but it's the combination of those stars and role players like Elam and Ezaraku that create championship-caliber teams. Keeping an eye on these guys throughout the year will be key for anyone following the Cowboys closely. Before we finish, I want to remind you how important your support is for the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time to do it. We're on a mission to reach 16,000 subscribers and bring you daily news, analysis, and insights on all things Dallas Cowboys. Every subscription, every like, every comment helps the channel grow and keeps you connected with the latest updates. So which of these two players do you want me to cover more in future videos? Let me know in the comments. Your feedback shapes what content we create next. And as always, thanks for watching and being part of the Cowboys News TV community. Stay tuned for more news and breakdowns as the season approaches.